Welcome to the webinar and thanks for joining us and thanks for you who are watching this recording later. We want to do a quick explanation of Epique Realty and why Matt and myself joined Epique Realty and why it may be something that you want to consider for yourself. But first, let's do a quick introductions. My name is JJ Johannes. I've been involved in real estate since 2003. Prior to that, did a little bit of technology stuff for over a decade, but doing real estate full time, in the last decade plus. So here to help people understand real estate. And just for a little context, typically, on a normal year, usually doing about 50 transactions per year, and am an area leader for Epique in the Iowa City market. Matt, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, JJ. My name is Matt Clark. I'm a full-time licensed realtor here in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa market. I've been licensed now about 8 years. Started off at JJ's independent brokerage, actually. Moved to a cloud-based model, and now recently, as of about a year ago, moved to Epique Realty as a cloud-based model. For me personally, I have a small team now, but I work predominantly as a solo agent, and I've closed almost 400 deals in these 8 years. So, a lot of experience there, and something that I think has come with that experience is working my business. And so that's kind of what me and JJ want to talk about today is how this model impacts our business.
Absolutely. And with that, it goes right in this slide where, I know when I had my own independent brokerage, the benefits we provided for the agents, it was hard to, get benefits that, benefited those agents in their business. And so, one of the things I want you to think about in your current brokerage is, are they providing benefits that help you and your business? And so that's where we're going to go over under Epique Realty and how they do that. So first, we're going to talk about some of the core benefits. There's a lot of different benefits we're going to go over, but these are what Matt and I see as the core benefits that every agent is going to take advantage of in some way and benefits them in their business. And so the top four here, one, listing photos. Those are free for us. I know before I moved over, I was paying, somewhere around $150, give or take here in the Iowa area for a set of listing photos. Now I'm not paying for those. And it's the same photographer I was using before. Now Epique is covering that cost. So that's a huge cost savings for me. Free sign installation and removal. Man, when it's cold out and the ground is frozen, what a benefit that is. Even if it's just rainy, that day and you got to sludge out and you got to pull that sign out and you're going to throw it in the back of your vehicle. This is a nice benefit for a local provider that goes in and installs the sign and then removes it for you as well. And you can schedule all those things through the Epique Cloud. Another nice thing is an agent billboard. What a great benefit to have your name and face on a billboard rotating. Now this shows up, 3 times a week during certain hours. And it's not on some billboard out in the middle of nowhere. I know Matt and my billboards are both on heavily trafficked area, and they're during the noon or the lunch hour, I should say. And so they're getting a lot of visibility. So another benefit that Epique wants people to know that you're in the business and get in contact with you. And the last one, I'm passionate about technology, obviously, as someone who came from technology and built websites and databases, but what Epique provides you is access to a free CRM. It's called Lofty. To me, it's one of the best, if not the best, all-in-one CRM. That is a free benefit to you, and also you get a free IDX website. Now, what is an IDX website? That is a site that your clients can go to or potential buyers can go to, and it has all of the listings in your MLS on there. So they can go in there and search for all these different properties. And so, you get this digital footprint with the website, you get your name on a billboard, another footprint out there, and then to help you with cost and time and energy, they're giving you free listing photos and sign removal and installation. So, Matt, I'll have you cover the rest of these benefits.
Yeah, and I want to touch on one thing you said too. Like these benefits not only help me in my business, but there's also a cost savings. So I think some people get caught on the fact that, oh, they help me do this or they help me do that. But there's actual tangible benefits here that not only help me, physically do something, but there's also tangible benefits that help me improve my bottom line. And as business owners, like that's something we should all be paying attention to. And a lot of these benefits certainly make an impact on that bottom line. So that was something that JJ had mentioned, and I wanted to kind of reiterate that. But some more benefits that help me every day, free Canva Pro account. I think we're all probably pretty familiar with Canva. This is access to Canva Pro. It's free of charge. And one of the best things about this is every Epic agent has access to this count. And I can't speak for JJ, but I am not the most creative person in the world. And so this is a place where I can go find other agents who have done things who are more creative than me, and take those items and use them as my own, change the headshot, the information, that type of thing. But it's a really big collaborative space where we can share ideas and share marketing materials. And so I've really enjoyed having that. There is free healthcare and prescriptions. The healthcare should not be confused with health insurance. This is healthcare, not insurance. So the healthcare, what does that mean? I think there's a one a month like mental health consultation you can do that comes with this. It's more of like a teledoc. I mean, I've used the teledoc portion of this numerous times when I'm not feeling well and I just need to get a hold of a doctor to get a prescription. So it's free health care, not health insurance. And then prescriptions, we have a hub within that health space where you can type in current prescriptions that you're getting, and you may be able to get those severely discounted, or in some instances, you can get them free. You can also have them delivered right to your door, which is also something that I have taken advantage of. There is dental and vision insurance. This is not free, but it comes at a discount. There is a discount. It's partially subsidized by Epic, and so we just pay a reduced rate for a variety of plans, dental and vision insurance, and this is through Delta Dental. So if you're familiar with that, or you have that current coverage, it's something you'd be super familiar with, and that is also something I know myself, and I think JJ is also taken advantage of. And then we have what's called free coaching and mentorship for life. Basically, this is done through our organization of area leaders. So I think JJ had mentioned earlier he's the area leader in the Iowa City area. I'm actually the area leader here in the Cedar Rapids area. I am at the beckoning call of all agents in this area. I am happy to help them with whatever they need, you know, answer questions, schedule meetings, whether Zoom call or in person. Like I am at their disposal. And so I think that's a huge thing where you're always going to have that support, and most importantly, that support from somebody local.
Yeah, and touch on a couple of those things, like you said, the dental and vision. We reduced our monthly bill on that, and we added vision insurance from our current plan. So that was a nice benefit there. And yeah, the free coaching and mentorship, some of the questions that people might have about, well, if I join a cloud brokerage and I don't have an office to go to, how am I going to be connected to people? Well, we have social events once a month. You have an area leader that you can reach out to and have, whether you want to do a monthly call or a weekly call or have some sort of accountability that helps you through that. These area leaders are vetted to go through and be somebody who can help you within your business, right? So again, benefits that help us, but also help in the connectivity and growth of our business. So now we're going to go over some of the extra benefits. We wanted to spend some time talking more about these because there's so many benefits. If we just sat and talked about every benefit, you would want to not listen to this whole webinar because it would be like 10 hours. So, we just want to hit, these are the real core ones that we see everybody taking advantage of or getting benefits from. And then the rest of these benefits are going to be ones that some people are going to use, some people aren't, right? So when we get into transactional, benefits, there are some virtual staging you can use. There's free yard signs. It's an Epic sign, and then you can get a rider. If you don't want to invest in a yard sign, you can get an Epique Realty sign and then have your rider on the top. Free social media. It's through a product called Social Bay that will post onto your social media. Free listing billboard. This is a new benefit. So as this continues to roll out, we'll know more and more about this, but where I can put a listing that I have up on a digital billboard, just like my agent billboard. And then free transaction coordinator, someone that helps keep you basically on your toes of knowing what you need to do, when you need to do it, and reaching out to the escrow or lender side for you as well. If you
Along
want
with
to touch on
that,
these.
yeah, absolutely. So along with that, there are free leads. There is a lead pond within our CRM that everybody in our state or various states has access to. Whether it's buyer leads, seller leads, those are free for you to grab. And I think the most important part on those is you don't pay a referral fee to Epic if you turn one of those leads into a transaction. So that is a super nice benefit if you're a newer agent, looking to get started, or even a vet agent that maybe wants to have a little uptick in business. You can dig around in those free leads. There's free CE courses. We do have a free digital business card. It's a Popple card that comes in the mail when you sign up for Epic. I use that quite often. I still have paper business cards, But in some instances, I just hand the Popple card and they scan it with their phone. And then in other instances, I may hand out a paper card. So kind of a little bit of flexibility there. Free headshots. I think most of us are probably guilty of having a headshot that maybe isn't the most up to date. I know that was certainly the case with me. I think I used my same headshot for darn near 7 years up until this last year. Free AI generated headshots. It was a super easy process. The photos came back. There was like 30 to choose from. And I was pretty happy with, probably 7 or 8 of them. So that was a free benefit when I signed up. There's also a free business subscription to Thanks.io, which is more of a snail mail platform where you can send postcards, flyers, letters. If you're big into snail mail, I think you do get reduced postage rates for having that business subscription. So that is a free benefit to us. That is definitely something that I personally use and is a part of my business. There is a free cash offers platform, so you can use that to talk to sellers, generate leads. And then there's also a free realty.com access profile. And that's very simple to do. They give you your page, your login, and then you just update that profile and it's accessible. And I've actually had people find me on that profile already since I've had that. So those are more just business benefits. Not everybody will use all of those, but I think there's a little something for everybody there.
Yeah. And one thing to mention that Relay.com profile that we found out recently is sometimes you want to subscribe a past client or somebody to a home value email. And so that Relay.com profile that you have that normally would cost, I think it's 20 or $30 a month, you can add people in there and you can do a home value report that they get sent to them. So you don't have to pay for a program to have an automated home value program sent or home value sent out to clients. All right, so let's talk about some of the growth benefits that are there as well. So there's a program called Earth to Orbit. It's a learning platform you go in, and there's a lot of different trainings on there on the benefits we have, but also different benefits from or different ideas on how to run your business. Also different modules talking about lead generation, script, stuff like that. So it helps you with that. Agent Hub 360, which is a platform that helps you not be the CEO, Chief Everything Officer, and actually be the CEO that runs your business. You can get an AI certification, helps you understanding AI and how to engage with it, something like ChatGPT and things like that to get better prompts, to get better responses out. And we're going to talk about these a little bit later. I mean, these are really great benefits when we think about long term of our potential retirement or stepping away or building wealth within this. But we can get company stock, we can get that for free, or we can purchase it at a discount. And then there's also something called revenue share. So we'll touch on those here as we go forward.
To kind of wrap up, there's a few more benefits. These aren't necessarily all business related, but again, something for everyone here. So a free vanity domain with that IDX website that JJ spoke about earlier. There is a free social media management through a platform, I believe that's called Social Bay. If you're big into social media, you can automate a lot of things through that platform. There is a free pet care. It's much like the free healthcare for us as humans, but this is for your non-human friend in the home. So I recently got a dog, and actually, I did use this once one night when he decided to eat a frog. So that was super helpful. I got a vet literally on the phone within 20 minutes, and that person even checked in on me and the dog the next morning. So that was a really cool benefit. Roadside assistance. I don't know if anybody has ever had their car break down when you're out on showings, whether that's close to home or far from home, but I've definitely experienced that, I think, twice in 8 years. And then everybody's favorite benefit is free car washes. I know it seems silly, but a lot of times when I meet somebody for the first time, I might pull up to a Panera or pull up to a coffee shop or pull up to a house that we're meeting at. And the first impression might be when they see my car. And so to keep my car nice and clean, I've never washed my car more than when I joined Epic. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. And just real quick on the vanity domain, if people aren't sure on that. So the vanity domain is that my website is thejohannesgroup.com. So I have, instead of having it be, jj.mybrokerage.com, which I see a lot of people have, right? I can actually use a domain name and they provide that for free. So just want to kind of touch on that. And then, you know, how are we going to pay for all this or how, if if I'm an agent and I'm looking at all these different benefits, like I'm probably going to get like a 50-50 split, and it's never going to cap and all that. And what are all the different fees? And I know that's something people have to be thinking about. So I'll cover the commission splits and fees here. Pretty simple to think about this. So one, you have a monthly fee. I call it the platform fee. It's to access to all these programs. It's $149 a month. The second fee that you're going to have if you have not capped yet, it's going to be an 85-15 split. I like simple math. So if it's a $10,000 commission, you get $8,500. Epic retains $1,500, right? So that's the second fee that may or may not come out depending if you've capped or not. And then the third fee is going to be something called a transaction fee. And this is going to be on all transactions, and that's 0.1% of the purchase price. Easiest way for me to explain it simply is drop off the last three digits of the purchase price. So if someone buys a $300,000 house, it's $300. Drop off those last three zeros. It does cap at $500. There are some variables that may change that, like if you've paid X amount in or if you're on a team. But for the average solo agent, most of the time it's going to be $500 as the cap. So that means if I sell a $750,000 house, it's not $750, it's $500 because that's the cap. So those are only three fees that you'll pay. There's no and other fees that come out. There's no franchise fees, no annual fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees, anything like that. And then when we talk about that cap, as we did that example where it was 85-15 on $10,000 and you paid $1,500 to Epic. Well, how long do you pay that? Well, your anniversary year, so every year it resets on your anniversary date, but the first year it's $15,000. Once you have paid Epic $15,000, you're no longer doing the 85-15. You just have that transaction fee on the transactions going forward. And so that's a nice benefit that, depending on your market, I'm not sure how long it could take you to cap. In our market where we're at, it's probably around 10 to 15 deals, right, is what we're going to typically see. But this is something that's really unique that, Matt and I we probably nerd out a little bit on looking at other brokerages and understanding like what is their models, how they do these cap splits, fees, benefits, revenue share, stock. Like we've looked at, I would say almost everything out there. This is the only company I know that lets you that has your cap decline year after year. So if you're a solo agent and the first year that cap is 15,000, the next year it's going to be 14,000. And that reduction doesn't matter how many properties you sold. It's a loyalty program, not a production program. So year two, we go to 14. Year three, you go to 13. Year four, 12, all the way down to 10,000. And that's where it bottoms out and stays at $10,000. So every year you are at Epic, if you're an agent that's going to cap, you save another $1,000. So just really nice benefit there from the expense that it's very easy to understand your cost, but then also that cap declines as you go.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you said there was you called that a loyalty program. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I feel like a lot of agents in general are very loyal to their brokerage, right or wrong. Um, there's an actual benefit here to being loyal and having longevity is your cap is reduced every year you're here, bottoming out at $10,000. So I've never seen that at another brokerage. That was something that, when evaluating this model, that was something that certainly, stuck out to me.
Yep, absolutely. All right, I'll let you cover the stock and revenue share.
Yeah, we talked a little bit earlier about growth. So not just growth as your business, but growth for you with Epic as a shareholder. There's an opportunity to you to own a piece of the company, and you get to own that piece through the company stock. So we do have free stock awards. You can obtain those awards by hitting your anniversary date, by capping, by attracting an agent. You're hitting certain goals and they're rewarding you for free equity within the company in terms of free stock awards. So those stock awards, they do have a vesting period. Typically it's 36 months. So after 36 months, those vest, they're released to you and then you can cash those out. But it's free stock. I mean, you're going to get this just by literally doing what you're already doing, helping people buy and sell real estate. And so that is a super nice benefit. If you never purchase a single share, but if you do business here long enough and acquire enough free stock, you will have something tangible that when you're ready to exit out of the business, you will have something tangible that you could cash out at that point. there's just not a lot of places that offer that. Along those lines, you can purchase stock too. So you can use, um, upwards of 10% of your commission check to purchase the stock at a 20% discount. Now, every deal you close, you get to decide, do I want to purchase 0% this check? Maybe I need to keep extra cash. Do I want to purchase 5% or do I want to purchase 10%? You get to decide per deal how much you want to purchase. And you never have to purchase. This is totally optional. But for those who want to reinvest and keep investing into the company, you can do that through your sales at a 20% discount. And those shares have no vesting period. So you can cash those shares out pretty soon after obtaining them, right? Because you now own them outright because you purchased them. Where the awards and things that you're given, there is a vesting period on those. And then a lot of people ask, well, is the company planning on going public? There had been rumors about the company wanting to go public. There's rumors about 2026, but I do feel confident that the company will not go public until it feels like it's ready. And so whether that fits the 2026 timeline or not, um, we'll see in the future here. But there are plans to go public, and once you go public, then you can take in outside investor money. Where now the only investor money that Epique receives is through their agents and through their sales. And then the second thing we talked about through growth is you can grow what's called a passive income through revenue share. There's other companies that have similar models. There's companies that have profit sharing. There's companies that have revenue sharing. But revenue share is fairly simple here at Epique. JJ had mentioned earlier there was an example, a $10,000 commission check, 15% company dollar being $1,500. So what the company pays out in revenue share is 10% of the company dollar. So in that scenario, if company dollar was $1,500, 10% paid in revenue share would be $150. And that goes 5 levels deep. So it's think of it as a structure where there's somebody here, they sponsored somebody, that $150 gets paid to that person up, 5 levels up. There's no locked levels. So at other companies, sometimes you have to reach certain metrics to then unlock certain levels. Not the case here. There's no buffering, no restrictions. And it is nationwide. I think we're in 30 states currently, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's a few more, a few less. But if you have a buddy in a different state or a different market entirely, and you share the Epique model or the opportunity with them, and it's something they do, they can name you as sponsor. And that's how you create that growth with the company, growth with your passive income. So it sounds a little confusing, but compared to a lot of other models that I've experienced anyways, it's a lot less confusing.
Yeah, well, something I would mention in there because sometimes the revenue share people are like, oh, well, someone just wants to track someone for the money or whatever. The way I look at it is it creates financial alignment, right? So when someone in my downline, someone I have sponsored, that person sponsored somebody down those 5 levels and beyond, if they do a transaction, I have benefit from that. It's not just going to it's not just going to an office manager or a managing broker, or it's going to office staff. It's not going to all these different places that may not affect an agent's business as in their business. And so for me, like if there's an agent in my downline that has a question or needs some help or is trying to understand something or wants to grow in their business, I'm financially incentivized and aligned to help them. So that financial alignment is something I think can't be overstated, is often understated, and is really misunderstood of what the benefit of that actually creates within this type of organization.
Yeah, I think the people think, oh, they're just going to attract me and then I never hear from them again. And that person who attracts you, they're incentivized, like JJ said, to help them and help them grow and help them accomplish their goals because there is that financial alignment. So yeah, I think there's a misconception there that, oh, they just attract me and then they forget about me. If you are, you're not doing it right because you
Correct.
are financially incentivized to help that person.
All right. So a question you may or may not have is does Epic have teams, or how do they support teams and allow team structure? And yes, there's three different team models. I won't spend too much time on this, but there is family teams. So that can other companies, it's just a significant other spouse. In this, it can be actually like my son wanted to be, in real estate, we could form a family team. And so there's different, you can kind of look at the screen there. You get a shared $15,000 cap. You're only paying $99 a month, so you're getting a little bit of break there. And you can still get all these different stock awards that we talked about on the last slide. The most common one is going to be a traditional team. And then on this team, the team member benefit is that their cap automatically goes from 15 if they're starting or where they're at, it automatically goes down to 10. It doesn't go lower than that, but it's already at the lowest that you would pay. And then you pay $99 a month. Again, you don't have to pay that 149 or pay it all up front. You can just pay monthly for the 99 and you get the opportunity to earn those stock awards as well. Sometimes when you're on teams at other companies, you don't have opportunities to earn some or all of the different stock awards, where there's no limit on that here. And then as a team leader, you still have that $15,000 cap, like we talked about, declining. You have the 149 a month tech fee. You can still earn all those awards. And one of the things that I think is really nice with this, one, before I get into that, there's no sales metrics. So if you have a team and you did 2 deals last year, that doesn't mean that you can't keep having a team, right? Some places will say you have to do so many deals to keep the team structure. But the nice benefit is when we've looked at this at other models, there is a metric or not a metric, there's a split that you need to take from your team member, right? 25% or more on a lot of these places. And that's great, but if depending on how you want to help someone, you might not feel like you're providing 25% value to them to take 25% of their check. So what Epic does is says, look, you can do whatever you want. It's just going to be at least a minimum of five. And so again, another nice way to make teams more flexible maybe in the benefits that people offer, and offer some other ways to maybe help other agents who want to be part of a team but not feel like they want to give up that much of their commission. And then the last one I'll just touch on briefly is power teams. Pretty much all the same stuff we just talked about, other than the fact that you have to have a high level of production on that. I think it's like 140 transactions as a team to be a power team, and then members is $5,000 split, or $5,000 cap, sorry, and then all the other benefits are pretty much the same on that. So, anything to add to that, Matt?
Um, I would just say, just to hammer on what you said about traditional teams, like I don't think that can be understated, the flexibility that is given between the agreement between team leader and team member. Because like JJ said, I've experienced some other more stringent um, you know, rules, I guess, for forming a traditional team, whether when it comes to the split taken from the team member given to the team leader. So, I believe there's no one size fits all team. There's no one right way or one wrong way to do a team. And to me, this just gives, team leaders, just more flexibility to really craft their team and how they want it to look and feel. And that might be a good thing for some agents, and they may join that team. And then, some agents may want more. And, if you want more, you may have to give up more. So I just think this flexibility that this model offers, it just opens up a lot of different opportunities for teams to form and grow.
Yep.
Sustainability, boy, we get this question a lot. Well, how's this sustainable? How can they offer this for free, that for free, this for free, that for free? It is a lot. And I think that's a pretty fair question. Most of which the benefits that we do have and enjoy, you can see them on the right with the photos, the leads, the signs, social media, billboards, all that stuff, that is purely funded by the transaction fee as well as the monthly fee. Okay, so that's not even counting the company dollar. The benefits alone are funded through those two items, right? Then the company dollar, that's what funds the revenue share. So of that, revenue that's brought in from the company dollar, we're paying out 10%, 5 levels deep. That's 50%. So 50% of the company dollar taken in from the splits, 50% is paid out in revenue share. The other 50% goes to the company, right? And so there's wiggle room there. And in addition to the benefits portion, like the reason why they can get some of these things is they're buying things at scale, right? If me and JJ go and say, hey, we want free listing photos, they're going to say, why? Why do you get free listing photos? It's just the two of you. But there's power in masses, right? When they say, hey, how do we provide free listing photos for 3,500 agents. Well, there's a price break that usually a vendor is willing to provide to obtain all of that business. So there's power in numbers there that you just don't have, um, as a smaller independent brokerage or an independent agent. You just don't get some of that buying power that you get when you plug into something bigger. And then obviously as we grow, however many agents we have now and what we grow to, that price break could be even larger on some of the things we already have. And if that price break gets larger, there's going to be more room in the budget that could probably potentially even add more benefits. So that's kind of how the benefits and the sustainability is structured. And then again, the company dollar split, paying half to revenue share, the company retaining the other half. That's the company's profit. That's how they pay for other things behind the scenes. So, JG, do you have anything maybe to add to that as well?
Yeah, I would say when I was first presented this model, sustainability was my number one question. Like, how is this sustainable? And after doing some researching and understanding, like this is how they break it down, it clicked for me and made sense. And the thing that I thought, oh, they have all these benefits. Well, we went to the first conference that they ever had, and they announced more benefits. And I remember a couple things very vividly from that conference. One was multiple vendors that provide these different benefits got up on stage and they kept talking about how our CEO was such a tough negotiator. And then the other thing that the CEO, Josh, said was that when we get to certain sizes, we renegotiate our contracts with them and get a better cost. And if we're saving $1 per agent on a benefit that doesn't go to the company dollar, they look to see what benefit can they add. And so that's how they've continued to add benefits because they're not looking at, how do we reduce this cost so we can increase the profitability of the company. They're trying to provide more and more benefits that help us as agents. And so that mindset is just so different than anything I've experienced or heard or seen anywhere else. So
Yeah, it's interesting too because, like you said, they've added more benefits. My monthly fee has not changed. The transaction fee hasn't jumped from 0.1% to zero point 0.2 or zero point 0.3. It's still zero point 0.1. So, like JJ said, they're doing a really good job in negotiating and sometimes renegotiating, creating extra room in that budget, not pocketing the money, but saying, what can we do with this money to provide the agent with more benefits, whether that's personal benefits, whether that's benefits that help us technology wise, whether it's benefits that help us with cost savings for our business. There's things they're adding. And so, like JJ said, that is a different mindset than I think you will find at most other brokerages. Because I think most other brokerages, they got that savings. They're probably going to first consider pocketing it, and then maybe if you catch them on the right day, maybe that you get something out of it. So I think that's a totally different mindset that is very uncommon, in terms of more often than not brokerage models.
yep, I would agree. I would agree. All right, well, that's it. Like we've wrapped up record time, trying to keep this on task and informative for you guys. So, thank you for attending today. If you have questions, definitely feel free to reach out to Matt or myself. We can help you with anything that you might be struggling with or trying to understand. But, again, really appreciate you, watching this live or watching the replay, recorded part of this as well. Any parting words of wisdom, Matt?
Yeah, I would just say, everything's worth a look, right? If you don't know what you don't know, and if you don't look and dive into something, like I said this earlier, I think there's plenty of value in being loyal somewhere, but we're all business owners. And I think if you don't at least do your due diligence in checking things out and seeing what other options are available to you, um, you could be not only hurting your business, you could be hurting your bottom line. And so if anybody out there is interested in a deep dive, a full evaluation, how this can help improve your business, how it can help save you money, how it can help improve your bottom line, those are things that I definitely enjoy digging into. So if that's you and you want to schedule something personally with myself, with JJ, with both of us, um, we're definitely happy to do so.
Yeah, and I would just to parlay off of that is to say, like, know your numbers. Don't stick your head in the sand about about what things cost you and where things are going to go in your business. Because if you're going to be doing this 5, 10, 15, 20 years, Like, what does that look like? And what is, as Matt said, you're a business owner, you're a small business owner. How as a business are you going to, retain as much money as you produce and also have as much benefits to help you run your business, grow your business, and set yourself up for retirement? So, with that, we will wrap. And again, appreciate everyone being on here. All right. So, let me